There's nothing better than taking friends sightseeing around my hometown of Los Angeles in our small plane. But the complex SoCal airspace is the world's busiest and can be super intimidating. If you're not a pilot, in this video you'll get a feel for what goes into flying in this area while we check out some of the most popular and iconic LA sights from the air.
That's the Hollywood sign right there.
And if you are a pilot, we'll get into all the nerdy details of the crazy overlapping LA Class Bravo airspace, as we get an intense radio workout on various tower, approach, and common pilot frequencies.
Number 631 Bravo Whiskey type aircraft from our class.
We'll also have a little extra flying fun.
I'm so scared.
Let's go sightseeing.
So today we're flying with Presley, who is a student at UND.
Yeah.
What's your goal?
I want to go to the airlines, so hopefully that'll be achievable one day.
And then in the back, we've got Presley's brother, Hudson, and you guys know the artist formerly known as Skyrat.
Hudson goes to Oregon with me.
Everybody's freshman going into sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pilots are usually intimidated by the complex LA airspace, which is the world's busiest terminal control area. The airspace is structured around the busy LAX Class Bravo, but is complicated by a few slightly smaller Class Charlie airports, all with commercial jet services, and a handful of extremely busy Class Delta airports that serve corporate jets and general aviation planes. To add to the challenge, there's hilly and mountainous terrain and downtown city areas. Pilots need to be well versed in radio communication and airspace rules to safely fly here.
Wyman ground, November 631, Bravo Whiskey, County Hangars or Delta Taxi with Bravo 4 stacks, departure, transition southbound through Burbank.
November 61, Bravo Whiskey, Wyman ground, taxi to runway 12 via Alpha.
We had a little audio problem here, but the controller gave us a squawk code and asked us for our aircraft type and destination. The plan was to take off from Whiteman, transition south through Burbank's airspace, and navigate around various parts of the LA Bravo airspace, fly by Dodger Stadium, downtown LA, the Hollywood sign, and then on to Santa Monica through the Bravo using the special flight rules area, check out the port around Long Beach and the Queen Mary, admire celebrity homes along the Malibu Coast, and end up in Camarillo for lunch.
It's a 4 stacks departure.
Taking off southbound from here, we're really close to the Burbank airspace, basically under part of it here. And then their inner core starts at the 4 stacks over there. It's like 4 smokestacks. So by the time we get to the 4 stacks, we have to be talking to Burbank Tower.
Oh wow. It's a quick handoff, like.
It's a super quick handoff, yeah, and he gave us a squawk code on the ground here. So he kind of sets it up. Yeah, well, they usually want you east of the 5 freeway here. So, Burbank operations, those jets will take off of 15 this way, and they land on runway 8 coming in here. So this kind of area is really busy, but over here there's not so much of like the airline traffic. So we'll stay east of there. So I'm going to queue up already Burbank frequency here for the transition.
Stretch your legs out. I moved the seat for that reason.
Okay, we're clear over here. Wyman Tower, November 631, Bravo Whiskey, holding short 12, Alpha 4 stacks departure.
Number 61, Bravo Whiskey, Wyman Tower, 4 stacks departure at or below 2,500, runway 12, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 12, at or below 2,500, 4 stacks departure, 1 Bravo Whiskey. And he said, or below 2,500, which is, we don't want to go higher than that anyway, so I bugged the altitude for that. All right, gauges are green, fuel flow's good, and the airspeed's alive.
We need to establish radio communication with Burbank Tower before the 4 stacks. I always anxiously await the handoff from the Whiteman Tower controller.
Number 1, Bravo Whiskey, contact Burbank Tower, 18-7.
Over to Burbank, 1 Bravo Whiskey. Burbank Tower, November 631, Bravo Whiskey, over the 4 stacks, 1,600, climbing below 2,500.
Number 61, Bravo Whiskey, Burbank Tower, Burbank, altimeter 3000, fly heading 150 now, and say request.
3000, heading 150, just want a southbound transition to Dodger Stadium, below 2,500, 1 Bravo Whiskey.
System 1 Bravo Whiskey, roger that. I'm actually Cherokee 1 Bravo Whiskey, maintain VFR at 2,500, heading 150, and I'll call your turn toward Dodger Stadium here in just a moment. Traffic north 5 miles is a Super King, descending out to 6,000 for Burbank.
2,500, and we'll be looking for traffic, 1 Bravo Whiskey. All right, so that always happens super fast. It's a little more unusual that he's got me going pretty much over the airport on 150.
Burbank Tower, maintain maximum forward speed until about...
I've flown this flight at least a dozen times, and this is the first time they vectored me directly over the airport instead of having me stay east of the 5 freeway.
So what, normally they give you east of the 5? And then...
Yeah, normally we're over there up against the hills, but now we're going like right over the runways. I've actually never flown this before.
Number 1 Bravo Whiskey, fly over the approach end of runway 8, and after that I'll call your turn toward Dodger Stadium.
Okay, over the approach end of runway 8, 1 Bravo Whiskey. That's pretty much what we're doing.
Burbank Tower, Revero Medevac 764.
That's 2500 right here.
Here's the obligatory disclaimer. I'm not a CFI, and this is an instruction. If you want to fly this airspace, it's a good idea to hire a local flight instructor to help you the first time. And if you want to brush up on all the airspace rules, regs, and communication procedures, I highly recommend checking out the Ground School app by the Finer Points. This app is so much more than just trying to get you to pass a test. Jason and his team are dedicated to making us all the best pilots we can be. Click the link in the description and use code MONKEY for 10% off the app.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is like the backside of the Hollywood sign right here, that antenna.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we're over Burbank. You can kind of see the San Fernando Valley here.
Yeah.
Why they call it the valley. It's like this flat area between the hills. It's pretty cool. All right, he said he'd call our turn here.
1 Bravo Whiskey, resume on navigation.
He gave me own navigation.
102, roger that. Appears they're in the pattern over there. It's Cessna 172 at 2,200. Just made the turn out.
Universal is off to our right?
Yeah,
Those
the Universal. Yeah, exactly.
Universal.
All right, well, I was planning on going around the other side, but I guess we'll just go cut through here, the Cahuenga Pass. Yeah, that's Universal's right there.
Sick.
Universal Studios. And we'll just make sure we're below 2,500 here, coming through this area.
It's Hogwarts.
Yeah.
That little buzz thing was autopilot, like that little like weird radio noise thing.
It's R2D2. Check it out, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get a deal turn out number 3000.
Yeah, this is the Cahuenga Pass here. So then this will be Los Feliz neighborhood, Griffith Park to our left.
Sunset 106.
That's the Hollywood sign right
Bravo
there.
3 and taxi into the ramp exit space to the runway.
We'll come back this way, so we'll put it off the other side. That's pretty awesome, huh?
1 Bravo Whiskey, radar service is terminated. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawking VFR, thanks, 1 Bravo Whiskey.
The area over Hollywood and downtown Los Angeles is usually busy with low-level helicopters and some GA aircraft. Flying under 2,500 feet keeps us out of the Bravo airspace. I usually try to get flight following with ATC using the frequency shown on the terminal chart. Controllers have told me that we'd be in and out of radar coverage below 2,000 feet, so if we want flight following, I try to stay above 2,000 but well below 2,500. SoCal Tracon has said they would much rather us be on VFR flight following than not, so I'm never shy about asking for it.
So that's, Griffith Park and the observatories over here. Yeah, we got Griffith Park on our left. This is the 5 freeway we're crossing. Downtown is on the right there. Are you guys baseball fans? Hudson, you're like into sports, right?
Yeah.
At Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Turn right, take 320. Right turn 320, found at 5,200, climbing, type unknown.
Field's not looking too green, is it?
Oh, it's not. This little turns around a point.
I started getting like closer and closer, huh? Oh, downtown LA.
Yuck. I'm just
What?
kidding, it's cool. I just hate driving there because I always almost crash. Do you see the traffic to your left?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
And then, so that's downtown, and then over here is the USC campus. That's my alma mater, where I went. You can see the Coliseium over here. All right, yeah, USC right there, Coliseium.
Oh, nice.
After letting SoCal Approach know we're done with downtown sightseeing and returning towards the Cahuenga Pass, they usually hand us off back to Burbank Tower or cut us loose on our own.
Now I'm going to contact Burbank Tower again to transition back over the Cahuenga Pass, and then just tell them I'm going to go westbound towards the Sepulveda Pass. I'm just doing that so that we can get closer to the Hollywood sign, because the Hollywood sign is technically like in their airspace, like it's right in here.
Oh yeah, so it's like
So it's just in their inner core, so you'd be really close. So I like to talk to them as I go through just to let them know what's going on. Burbank Tower, November 631, Bravo Whiskey. We're just a couple miles south of the Hollywood sign, looking to transition at about 2,000 feet, a little bit northbound into your airspace, then westbound towards the Getty Center, just getting a look at the Hollywood sign.
631 Bravo Whiskey, Burbank Tower, Burbank altimeter 3000, and what was your type aircraft again?
Burbank Tower, November 631 Bravo Whiskey, we're Pop Alpha 32 Slant Golf.
631 Bravo Whiskey, squawk 0242, and you want to go to Van Nuys from here?
0242, 1 Bravo Whiskey. Yeah, we're just going to make a westbound turn. I think we're going to stay out of their airspace, 1 Bravo Whiskey.
1 Bravo Whiskey, roger. Over the terrain, maintain VFR at below 1,800 westbound transition is approved. Squawk 0242 with an ident.
0242 ident, at or below 1,800 VFR. Thanks, 1 Bravo Whiskey. Oh, so also Hollywood Bowl is right back over there. I forgot to point that out.
We turned back southbound and flew over the Hollywood Hills.
1 Bravo Whiskey and radar surface is terminated. Squawk VFR frequency change approved.
Squawk and VFR, thanks, 1 Bravo Whiskey. So this is like West LA, West Hollywood.
Turn right, Alpha 2, and taxi
And I'm
Atlantic
going to Santa Monica, 1201.
Alpha 2, Alpha with you, 45 Bravo.
Santa Monica Tower, November 631, Bravo Whiskey. We're just over West Hollywood, looking for a westbound transition, climbing through your airspace to Special Flight Rules area.
We're headed for the Special Flight Rules area, a unique piece of airspace over the busy LAX airport that can be intimidating to newer pilots.
November 631, Bravo Whiskey, Santa Monica Tower, Santa Monica altimeter 2999er.
2999 or 1 Bravo Whiskey. All right, so we've talked to them. Now we're going to climb to 3,500 and enter the Special Flight Rules area.
Wait, is that where you do all the crazy stuff?
Oh, we're not doing anything crazy.
Okay, cool.
Special Flight Rules area is a specific corridor over LAX that lets pilots easily transition through the busy Bravo airspace without disrupting airline traffic and without talking to ATC, but instead communicating on a pilot-to-pilot frequency and reporting their position along the way.
All right, so we're going up to 3,500.
The area just north of us is the Sepulveda Pass and is a high-traffic corridor for GA aircraft coming in and out of the Special Flight Rules area. You can get pretty good views of the incredible Getty Center Museum and usually very heavy car traffic on the 405 freeway. If you're enjoying these tips, come join our Flying Monkey Discord chat where you can connect with hundreds of other aviators and swap tips for your area of flying.
Where's the engage button for the autopilot? Because you just I didn't even see you
I push that in and I press mode.
Oh.
And so now we're in GPSS mode, and it should maintain 3,500.
Does it have the automatic trim or what is it?
No, it's just manual. It calls it out here once a little up trim.
Oh.
November 1 Bravo Whiskey, no observed traffic in the corridor. Squawk 1201, frequency change approved.
Okay, frequency change approved. Thanks, 1 Bravo Whiskey. All right, so we're going into the Special Flight Rules area, so we squawk 1201, and we're going to get on 12855 and announce our position. I have a whole video covering the Special Flight Rules area, so I won't go into it as much, but
he's definitely seen it.
I watched before I did it. So.
Nice, awesome. Los Angeles Special Flight Rules area, November 631, Bravo Whiskey, just about over Santa Monica VOR, 3,500. You're going to make the southeastbound transition, Special Flight Rules.
We learned about this in our ground school classes transition. Only a few, I don't know how many there are where you could do VFR without talking to anyone. It was brought up in my class. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
We had a little marine layer creeping over the coast. This is a fairly regular occurrence, especially in the early summer months. It usually burns off by the afternoon. I always look for PIREPs on the cloud tops because I want to maintain legal cloud clearances above the tops through all of this controlled airspace. On this day, the tops were reported to be about 1,100 feet, so at 3,500 feet, we were well clear. Without the marine layer, we can get really great views of the Santa Monica Pier, Venice, Manhattan, Redondo, and Hermosa beaches, all the way down to the Palos Verde Peninsula. The bike path from Will Rogers Beach to the marina and all the way down to Palos Verde is a family favorite activity.
So, are you familiar with the other couple ways of transitioning this Bravo here?
I did one. I can't remember what it was called. If I look at the chart supplement, I could see, but I did one where you actually talk to them. And
the Special Flight Rules area, and there's one called the mini route, even lower than this, and sometimes it's open, sometimes it's not. So these are low, and I think they're kind of intended for you take off at Whiteman, Van Nuys, Santa Monica, or Torrance, and you want to transition this.
Oh, I see.
Stay low, right?
Yeah.
But there's two higher ones. There's the coastal route. And
that was it, the coastal, yeah.
So that's 5,500 and 6,500.
Yeah, that was the one I took, yeah.
That one's published too, and you talk to ATC and stuff. And then there's the Coliseium route, And I think there's also the Hollywood Park route, and those are higher at like 85, 9,500.
The one thing, when I did it, I was really nervous, but I didn't expect it to be like that easy in terms of like not talking to anyone. When I did the coastal, I also expected that one to be worse, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah,
you just have to prepare.
Exactly, yeah. You follow the instructions, and you talk to ATC. You talk to them pretty far out of the Bravo, and then they just clear you through the Bravo, and then they don't really mess with you too much. LA Special Flight Rules area, November 631 Bravo Whiskey, over the north runways, LAX, southbound 3500, LA Special Flight Rules.
Is this LAX?
Yeah, we're right over LAX. Yeah,
right,
you get some shots of this. So there's SoFi Stadium over there, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's where Taylor Swift is playing. I'm super excited.
So I shot a project for that stadium when they were constructing it, and as you go into the stadium, to get to the field level, you had to go down.
Yeah, it goes down, yeah.
Yeah, and the reason they did that was because of the approach path of LAX. The approaches, they had to sink the stadium down. Otherwise, they would be interfering with the obstacle clearance. That's Hawthorne right there.
Oh yeah, that airport is so hard to see when you're coming in from the south.
Yeah.
It took me a while to be able to spot it because it hides behind those buildings. So.
Right. And it's right by the freeway. The LA Bravo here we're good under 5,000 almost everywhere here. And then the airports that we have to worry about getting into their airspace would be Torrance and Long Beach. And Torrance is up to 2,400 and Long Beach is up to 2,600. So if you just are doing sightseeing over here and you stay at 3,500 or 4,500, LA Special Flight Rules area, November 631, Bravo Whiskey is exiting the Special Flight Rules area on Special Flight Rules. All right, then we'll go back and squawk VFR instead of 1201. Yeah, that's it for the Special Flight Rules. And then I think the SoCal approach frequency for this area is 1272.
You have all these memorized.
Yeah.
I found a lot of pilots are hesitant to pick up flight following on sightseeing flights because they think they don't know some standard phraseology for it. But I've always had good luck telling ATC a quick rundown of my basic plan, and they almost always seem grateful that we're on frequency.
SoCal approach, number 631 Bravo Whiskey, 3 north of Torrance VFR request.
Number 631 Bravo Whiskey, SoCal approach, J-type aircraft from request.
SoCal approach, November 631 Bravo Whiskey is a Papa Alpha 32 slant Gulf. We're 2 miles north of Torrance, 3,500. Just VFR flight following, going to do some sightseeing around the Queen Mary PV Peninsula before heading back to the Special Flight Rules area.
1 Bravo Whiskey, squawk 0262, Long Beach altimeter 29er, 89er.
89er, 0262, 1 Bravo Whiskey.
One other thing I consider is that the areas near the shoreline are intensive flight training areas, so I usually also monitor the frequency listed on the chart when operating below 4,500 feet. So I've got ATC on COM 1, and I'm monitoring the practice area on COM 2.
Yeah, so that's the Palos Verde Peninsula and Torrance Airport down there.
Yes, that's where you did your first solo, right?
Yeah, I did my solo cross country to Torrance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You can see the dome up there. So that's the Spruce Goose Dome. Howard Hughes is this movie director. They made a movie about him called The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio. Scorsese directed it.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's great. You should definitely watch it because he was a movie director, but he was obsessed with aviation. And he flew all these aircraft, and he had a Hughes aircraft company. He built airplanes. Oh. This was in the 40s. And he built this airplane called the Spruce Goose, which was the largest wooden flying boat airplane. It was absolutely enormous, and he built it in that dome, in that hangar, the Spruce Goose Dome.
Sick.
And it only ever made one flight for just above the water for a few seconds. So yeah, there's the Queen Mary and the Spruce Goose Dome. And then you can see this is the whole Port of Long Beach, Port of LA, and San Pedro is at the south end of the peninsula over there. And we'll head over that way.
25 Juliet Delta, VFR descent to 3.
Okay, do you want to fly a little bit?
Oh yeah, no, I'd be down to fly, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's just climb to 4,500.
All right.
And then let me queue up this waypoint here. You can see Catalina off to the left.
Catalina is definitely a bucket list airport for pilots, so check out my other Catalina related videos on this channel. We made the northwest transition through the Special Flight Rules area at 4,500 feet, following the published procedure, squawking 1201, and reporting landmarks on the common frequency.
So if you didn't have a GPS and you were doing this Special Flight Rules by the VOR, that's definitely something to consider if it's out of service. So
yeah, you got to make sure you check that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after Bologna Creek, then you're exiting the Special Flight Rules area. and then we'll squawk 1200. LA Special Flyers area number 631 Bravo Whiskey is exiting the Special Flyers area north of Bologna Creek. 4,500. We're going to descend down to about 2,500 and head up the Malibu Coast, LA Special Flyers. All right, so yeah, we can turn northwest bound. We'll stay 1,000 feet above those clouds, and we'll just make sure we don't get into Santa Monica's airspace here at below 2,700. So
okay, so I'll just make a shallow.
I think you're fine. I mean, you got like, what, 4 more miles?
Yeah, I'll just do a shallow descent.
So we're on 1252, we're squawking VFR. We don't want to go too far off the coast because then we get into this Bravo. So as long as you're kind of right over the shoreline, we're good below 5,000. So my normal sightseeing route would be to like go down to 1,500 or 1,000 feet off the shoreline. You make sure you keep your required legal distances. But I like to go real low over the water and go up the Malibu coast and see all the homes and stuff.
When there's no marine layer, flying low in this area gives some great views of the beautiful shoreline from Santa Monica to the Pacific Palisades and up the Malibu coast, where you can see multi-million-dollar celebrity homes. One of my favorite things about this area is how all the beaches are public and there are no high-rise hotels spoiling the natural beauty of the coastal bluffs. I'm always on the lookout for banner tow pilots and sheriff helicopters on this route and usually pick up flight following again.
But it is really awesome. Like a lot of protected space up here in the Santa Monicas.
Oh, nice.
We got lots of like hiking trails and biking trails and stuff.
On this flight, we decided to fly over the Santa Monica Mountains and head towards Camarillo, which is a local favorite airport due to the excellent restaurant on the field.
We're going to Camarillo now.
Yes, I'm so hungry.
All right, cool.
But first, on the way, we decided to have a little fun.
All right, you guys ready?
No.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Ah,
With a gentle zero-G type maneuver.
I'm so scared.
Don't get scared.
Says as he's like sweating bullets and shaking.
A steep climb and a nose over can give a brief feeling of weightlessness.
Altitude.
Oh my god, that's so scary.
Feels so sick.
Oh my god.
Again.
Go again.
One more time.
John, do it one more time. Wait, I'll leave it. Hold on.
Leaving altitude. Approaching altitude.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, that's sick.
You guys like it?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's cool. We don't need to do more though.
Okay.
Come join our fast-growing community of aviators on Patreon. You can check out all the awesome bonus content with an unlimited access free trial. Southern California is an amazing place to fly. I hope you get a chance to fly here sometime yourself.